Voices echo through the towering hall of the Landsraad, an ancient assembly older even than the current Imperium. Representatives from countless worlds gather, each cloaked in the regalia of their house, each mindful that every whisper might shift the delicate balance of power. Long ago, before the emergence of the Imperium's rigid feudal order, this body was little more than a council of governments, each delegate wielding voting power proportional to the population behind them. Now, it stands as a crucial force that shapes the destiny of the known universe, guiding alliances, settling disputes, and enforcing the fundamental laws that keep the great houses from tearing each other apart. In these chambers, the combined authority of thousands of worlds finds its voice. During the earliest ages, when the memory of the Butlerian Jihad still cast a great shadow, the Landsraad took form. Its purpose was to ensure that no single power, not even the Emperor, could trample the rights or profits of the noble lineages. According to ancient records, the Landsraad stands as a check upon imperial ambition and a safeguard against the tyranny of any single throne. Over time, as feudal houses rose to dominance and spread across star systems, the Landsraad adapted. It became both arena and arbiter, a place where treaties were forged and broken, where vendettas were sanctioned or outlawed, and where the subtle interplay of espionage, economics, and martial might reach a complex equilibrium. Its delegates bring with them not only advisors and scribes, but entire genealogies of grievances and alliances. Each representative votes as many times as the size of their governed population allows, ensuring that populous worlds have a strong voice. Yet this mechanism is not pure democracy. It rewards houses that cultivate prosperity and growth, while punishing those who falter. As centuries passed, the Landsraad grew more independent, selecting its own officers and retaining secretaries who often remained in service for decades. Immunity from prosecution shielded these officers, enabling them to speak and act freely on behalf of their houses without fear of reprisal. From time to time, subsidiary structures called Sisselrads formed, allowing regional matters to be settled before they reached the Landsraad's main floor. Above the Sisselrads, the Landsraad High Council handled certain sensitive disputes. This stratification ensured that not every petty quarrel consumed the time of the entire assembly. Some matters, too trivial or too localized, could be resolved on a smaller scale, while more significant issues rose like dark storms to the central hall, where all might witness. Unlike an empire with a standing army or a federation with taxes, the Landsraad's power rests in the collective strength of its member houses. It collects no levies, fields no armies of its own, and depends upon the will and cooperation of its members. Agreements reached here carry weight, because the great houses know they must abide by them, lest they provoke a coalition ready to enforce the decision. A house that openly defies a Landsraad ruling risks awakening the wrath of its neighbors, who might unite to restore balance. Thus, the Landsraad acts as a stabilizing force, dissuading rash actions and unchecked expansion. As a saying among the houses goes, we obey not out of love or duty, but because to disobey courts annihilation. During the tumultuous years after the Butlerian Jihad, the Landsraad counted thousands of participating governments. Its membership ebbed and flowed as some powers fell and others rose. Over millennia, as the Sardaukar of House Corino demonstrated their terrifying might, the houses learned that only through unity in the Landsraad could they resist imperial intimidation. By pooling their resources and will, they could contain even the Emperor's elite legions. Thus, while the Emperor wielded formidable forces, the Landsraad became the focus of non-imperial might. Profits, not rights, guide their hands, an old historian wrote, and for 10,000 years the profits have gone with House Corino. Yet this profit-driven unity was enough to prevent the Imperium from degenerating into constant warfare. The creation of the Spacing Guild and later Shome reshaped the political landscape. The Guild's monopoly on interstellar travel forced the houses to cooperate, since anyone isolated from the Guild's services risked economic ruin. Shome, controlling the flow of wealth, gave the houses leverage and ensured that no single entity, not even the Emperor, could ignore the Landsraad's decisions. The High Council, once chosen by lot, became self-perpetuating through co-optation, further entrenching the stability and influence of the Landsraad's inner circle. This evolution culminated in a triarchy that shaped galactic politics: the Emperor's throne, the Landsraad, and Shome, with the Spacing Guild as the quiet arbiter of commerce and travel. Though there were times of strife, interregnums and suspensions of the Landsraad's functions during imperial coups, the Assembly proved remarkably resilient. Even in times when the imperial line wavered or was usurped, the Landsraad often provided a framework for governance, a stage upon which new claimants could be judged. The Landsraad's power lay not merely in passing laws, but in preventing wars from spiraling out of control. Great houses might bicker and even engage in the deadly ritual of Cunley, blood feud, or the sanctioned wars of assassins, but the Landsraad ensured these conflicts remained contained and governed by strict rules. House knew that if they escalated too far, the other members would unite against them. Thus, the Landsraad's enforcement of the Great Convention, which prohibited the use of atomics against human targets, was absolute. Violators faced the united fury of their peers. Over millennia, as dynasties rose and fell, and as planets shifted allegiances, the Landsraad remained a constant. Each house brought its agendas, its secrets, and its ambitions. Each bargain struck in the Landsraad chamber reshaped destinies. When the treaties ascended in power through control of Arrakis and its spice, the Landsraad watched closely, ready to check any imbalance. When the Harkonnens schemed to claim imperial might, the Landsraad's potential alliance of houses hovered in the background, ready to restore equilibrium if needed. The Landsraad rarely acted out of pure altruism. It embodied realpolitik on a galactic scale, blending fear and profit, ambition and caution. In an environment where the Emperor, Shome, and the Spacing Guild often overshadowed individual houses, the Landsraad gave those houses a collective voice. This voice could roar loud enough to thwart any single tyrant's ambitions, ensuring that power remained distributed rather than consolidated in one pair of hands. Thus, the Landsraad functioned as a self-policing system, encouraging houses to obey treaties and respect boundaries. Without it, the Imperium would have likely fractured into endless skirmishes, its stability collapsing under the weight of feuds and greed. The Landsraad demanded negotiations over rash acts, cunning over brute force, and ultimately preserved a semblance of order amidst the potential chaos of feudal politics. Through the centuries, the Landsraad adapted to each new crisis, emerging intact. It outlived emperors and withstood attempts to dissolve it. Even when suspended in times of turmoil, it rose again, a phoenix of governance, reasserting its place as the collective conscience of the great houses. Like a hidden hand, it guided the course of history through subtle checks and balances, ensuring that no matter how great a house or how bold an emperor's ambition, they all danced to the silent tune of agreement and profit. Continue exploring the secrets of Dune's political powers and share this journey with others who seek to understand its hidden currents. Check out the next video and make sure to share and like this one.